Trump launches his new website as Facebook upholds its ban. Is Trump making a comeback? Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. And hey, if you're watching this and you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's a huge help to the show. So, former President Donald Trump has been banned from major social media platforms since the January 6th Capitol riot. And social media has been all the more boring for it. What are we supposed to do instead of endlessly scrolling through Twitter? Go outside? Or spend time with loved ones? Trump was banned from Twitter because of posts he made on January 6th, including a video where he called the participants in the rally very special and great patriots. I mean, this guy is very special. Trump also added calls for people to act peacefully. But that was still in the context of Trump claiming the 2020 election was rigged. And since most social media platforms said that Trump's election fraud claims were what drove the violence on Capitol Hill, Trump was kicked off pretty much all of them. His OnlyFans page, though, it's still going strong. But completely banning a sitting U.S. president was kind of new territory for social media. It brought up all kinds of questions about the power of big tech in our lives and their ability to make a person disappear, at least digitally. But don't worry, because Facebook has an oversight board for just these sort of situations. The idea for the Oversight Board began in 2018, but it was actually put into effect in 2020. The board is made up of 20 journalists, activists, and former politicians. It's what Mark Zuckerberg calls his Facebook Supreme Court. And earlier last week, to no one's surprise, the Oversight Board upheld Facebook's ban on Trump. However, it's not so simple. Though it upholds Facebook's decision, the board says that Facebook shouldn't have imposed a standardless penalty of indefinite suspension. Normally, Facebook penalties involve either removing content, imposing suspension for a limited time, or permanently disabling the account. The ban on Trump specifically involves Facebook keeping him off the platform for an undefined period of time without saying whether the account would even be restored. So Facebook isn't following its own policies in dealing with Trump. In fact, the Oversight Board itself called the ban an arbitrary penalty. And by referring this case to the board, Facebook seeks to avoid its responsibilities. And so what does the board do? It kicks the ball right back to Facebook. It insists that Facebook reviews its ban on Trump to determine and justify a proportionate response that is consistent with the rules within 6 months. So in other words, they say continue the ban that they say was not justified in the first place, but find a way to justify it later. Not too many people are happy about the ruling. In fact, a former advisor for Facebook and the Obama White House says the board is a commercial thing of convenience for the company to give the impression that the board provides true oversight. By the way, neither Facebook nor the board has made any mention of Donald Trump being given a chance to defend himself. Not that Trump cares, because he's fighting back against the mainstream social media with his own radical new social media platform. I'll tell you more after the break. Welcome back. Back in March, Trump said he'd have his own social media platform in 2 to 3 months. And just a day before the Oversight Board's announcement, Trump released it. It's called From the Desk of Donald J. Trump. You can do amazing things in it. You can sign up for alerts, contribute donations, and shop for things like bumper stickers for your pickup truck and or Toyota Prius, a 3-foot-tall thumbs-up poster, and even a set of plastic Trump straws. Make America suck again is probably not what they were going for. Okay, Trump's new social media platform is not so much a new social media platform as it is a glorified blog. It's just one-way communication for Trump to communicate with his followers by sharing his latest statements. Radical! Trump is using the platform for about what you'd expect. He's criticizing Democrats and CNN, endorsing GOP candidates, and complaining about election fraud. A video posted to the website says it's a place to speak freely and safely. And it is. For Trump. You can't even directly comment on his posts. However, he's found a way around the social media ban, because you can like and share his posts on Twitter and Facebook for him. Facebook and Twitter can't ban everyone. Ha ha! Actually, they might try. More after the break. Welcome back. So, Twitter says sharing content from Trump's website is totally fine, as long as the material doesn't violate Twitter rules. What rules? Well, for instance, sharing content from Trump's website. You see, Twitter says that although it does allow accounts to share content from Mr. Trump's new website, it won't allow an individual to circumvent a ban. How do they decide the difference between just sharing content and circumventing the ban? Twitter says circumventing a ban includes having someone else operate an account on your behalf, or imitating a suspended account if the intent is to replace it, such as the now banned account DJT Desk. Before it was shut down, the bio of the page said it was copying content on behalf of Trump's website. However, Jason Miller, Trump's senior advisor, said the account was not set up by or with the permission of anyone affiliated with the former president, a distinction Twitter does not care about. Miller also said in a tweet, which was not banned, that the website, while great, is not a new social media platform. We'll have additional information coming on that front in the very near future. So Trump still might be coming out with a real social media platform? As I've suggested before, he should call it Trumper. It'll be like Twitter, except if you try to dislike one of Trump's posts, it warns you that you may be a total loser. Now this may surprise you, but experts say if Trump does create a new social media platform, it's doomed to fail. That's because it would be unlikely to extend his following beyond a dwindling number of his remaining supporters. Al Jazeera says it would have a limited audience. NPR says he does not really have a lot of people paying attention to him right now. And Al Jazeera and NPR are experts at having a limited audience and knowing what it's like not having a lot of people paying attention to them right now. But the point is, according to the media, Trump is rapidly fading into irrelevance, while also absolutely dominating a GOP civil war. And that makes about as much sense as Twitter saying you can share Trump's posts as long as you don't share them. What do you think? Would you use a Trump social media platform? Would you follow him even if you don't like him, just to see what he's up to? Leave your comments below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. This is America Uncovered.